dream that is in your heart so that you actually walk away today with a breakthrough. We're going to do a little bit of a strategy whiteboard. I'm going to bring somebody up to demonstrate this tool live so that you don't just see it. I'm going to take you through it and you're going to walk away and feel inspired and supported to really start magnetizing your dreams to you by doing somatic nervous system integration work. And so I just want to make sure that you feel fully held and supported through this entire 5-day boot camp. So I'm giving you tools and frameworks that are going to support you not only in transforming your life, because it's helped the thousands of coaches that I've used to train this, but the hundreds of thousands of clients that they've used these tools with, so that you actually change your life through this. And I always say that life is the real coach. Life will give us different things that we want to work through to help us grow and evolve. And so if you don't know where your work is, just look at what's present and alive and work with that. Because I want you to really get that there's nothing to be ashamed of in your life experience. So whether you're going through a certain challenge, you've had your wounds, or whatever your life experiences are, those are your resume. So that divorce, that health challenge, your maybe addiction, as you overcome those things in your own life, there's nothing to be ashamed about it, but you can use it to better serve others as a result. And so it's going to make you a better leader. It's going to make you a better parent, a better coach. Any ways that you serve, we start with ourselves. We have the integrity to do our own work first. Our lives get better, and then we can serve more people as a result. So there's nothing to be ashamed about. Use your life experiences to help you grow and evolve. And I'm going to give you a framework and a tool to see that the challenges that we go through are inevitably going to come up in life, but as also we get to our next level, things come up. So how do we use those blocks as stepping stones to get to our next level? Rather than it being a platitude, I want to actually share with you a framework on the whiteboard so that you can start realizing that you can apply this framework to yourself. And you are here and you're showing up for yourself. And I'm so happy that you are following your dreams and really showing up to do the work that actually matters to you. And so I just want to really get that the more you prioritize yourself, the better your life gets. And again, the more you serve others. So let's dive into day one. You have been emailed a tool. Go ahead and get that out. If you have not opted in yet, you can just comment Bootcamp here on the live or the replay. And you could also go to alyssanobriga.com/bootcamp if you're watching on another streaming platform. But those of you who are live watching now qualify to win a one-to-one session with me for today's prize. So you do have to stay here live to qualify to win the daily prize of a one-to-one session with me for today's giveaway. We're going to do that on I'll have this session on day 4, which is Thursday. So you can go ahead and take out that workbook now, and you'll get the daily tool every day, 30 minutes before we go live. So before we dive in, I just want to context that tomorrow, Wednesday, is on Zoom. It is not on any other platform. It's only on Zoom, and it's a 90-minute training. It's one of the best days. If you can be here, be here. It's all about confidence and clients. So I'm going to be giving you a tool to really embody a deeper sense of confidence. It's a somatic tool that you can come back to anytime you want, so you feel your center and your confidence and truth. Then I'm going to give you actually give you a slide deck presentation with strategies that you can implement right after the training to create clients for free. You don't have to pay for clients and advertising. You can be strategic, and I'm going to share with you how you can do that. I'm also going to talk about heart-centered sales so that you really start to get that sales can feel good to you and your potential client, and it can also convert really well. So there's a different way to approach it. And so, is the whiteboard backwards? I wrote this backwards. Is it? Let me know. Madison, you can let me know. Yeah. Okay, great. It took me so long to do this for you guys. I'll redo it when we go live. I didn't know that Instagram automatically shifts it for us. Okay, that's fun. But tomorrow on Wednesday, those of you who show up live and stay to the Q&A at the end at 90 minutes, everybody that is there is going to get my 15 ways to create a client checklist. And that way you never have to worry about, where do I find a client again? You've got a checklist there for you. So if you didn't watch the replay from yesterday, we had a really beautiful Chantel, give her some love, beautiful session. And that's still up for a limited time. And yeah, you can appreciate how much time I thought that it wasn't going to flip it. And so I'll get it right for you guys as we dive in. But my work is always inside and out. So yesterday we talked about How do you remove the subconscious blocks that are getting in your way? So that, because if I were to just give you strategy from day one and you have an upper limit or you're feeling not worthy, the ego is going to sabotage you from stepping into it. So a more graceful approach is to get out of your own way. And that was the training we did yesterday. So I'll do a little bit more inner today. And then day 3, I'll do mostly outer, some strategic. We'll kind of go back and forth, inner and outer, so that you really develop your full range. You feel supported. You're so welcome. And then on Thursday, I'm going to help you heal your relationship with money. That way you can hold a compassionate and safe space for your clients. If you are a service provider, a lot of people have unconscious material around money, so we're going to help you get free. And then on Friday, we're going to do some work around the fear of failure so that you can really step into your power and not have any avoidance or fear leading the show. I'm going to actually do 2 bonus days, Monday and Wednesday of next week. And if you're really wanting more practical strategies, make sure you also show up day 3. Again, day 3 is one of the best days. It's 90 minutes. It's on Zoom. When you're opted in, you'll get the email 30 minutes before we go live with the private Zoom link. So you can see it there. And day 7 is also very practical. So that'll be Wednesday of next week. Lots of practical, actionable things that you can do to create clients as well. So we're going to do energy and strategy so that you can magnetize. Today is more about being magnetic and really accelerating your manifestation. Tomorrow's more strategic. So how do you create clients, doubling down on numbers and more strategy? And so that you regularly have clients. You have clients seeking you out. Not, I have some clients, I don't have clients. It's consistent because you know how to double down. And so today, specifically, I was going to do 10 accelerated manifestation hacks. And I loved the session yesterday. I heard from so many of you who love that. So I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to bring in a new somatic tool. And I've gifted you the 10. And I originally shared, I was only going to tell you 5. I gave you 10 in your workbook. So if you've opted in, you've got the workbook. Those are your 10. Those are available for you. Use those to really accelerate your manifestation. I'll give you a training on how to use manifestation. When is it good? When is it not helpful? What are the concerns I have with it? And then the somatic tool I'm going to demonstrate today is what I call the embodiment rating scale. This is something I teach in my certification program and is powerful, and you'll get to experience it today. But manifestation is really great for people who worry. It's great for people who don't feel worthy. So it reprograms the worry mind, and it also helps you open up to what is something beyond what you thought was possible for your life. I know that that was the truth and the case for me as well. So I'll break down a training, who it's for, who it's not, how to use it, and really accelerate your results. And then I'll leave you high at the end with a fun manifestation process. Okay, so we'll leave you high with a practice that I would recommend you share this replay with so that you can do this practice with a friend and really get high on your own supply and elevate each other, because you can connect through gossip. You can connect through lower vibrational things, or you can really use the energy, and we'll use it today as a group energy field to really magnify what it is you're calling in today for yourselves. So I'm going to get us started with just sharing a fun story. I have so many stories about the tool that I'm about to share with you. It is quick, it is powerful, and I'll break it down and also demonstrate it today. And so if you don't see our emails, just go to your junk message and you want to favorite support@alyssanobriga.com. So if you favorite that, you should be getting it. It could be in your junk message. And you can also email support@alyssanobriga.com. So, but yeah, it should be in your email. So some of you are not, and you can also join the Facebook group. You can join there now. You can see the workbooks in there as well. So back in the day when I was getting my first master's degree, I was spending a lot on my education and I wasn't working. And I'm so grateful that I did that because of the life I have now. But that meant that I had $16,000 to my name, and I was living off of power bars because I was living in Santa Monica. It's very expensive. And I was sharing a futon with my best friend. So I was actually really happy at the time. Like, I'm going to teach you about how to have wealth. I learned that skill later, but I was really happy because I had the tools to question my thinking. I had the inner resources. And so I'll navigate and share more of that with you. But I was, I was pretty broke. And there are things that I want to share with you that, and one of the things is just that it was cheaper for me to have traveled the world than to live in Santa Monica. So as soon as I left, I got my first master's degree. I traveled the world with my best friend and we fell in love with Bali. I ended up staying there for a bit. And when we were coming back, we realized the night before we were flying home that we didn't have any place to stay. And because we know the power of this manifestation tool that I'm about to share with you, we were like, let's do this 5-minute practice. It's like 5 to 10 minute practice, and let's manifest free rent. So that was our goal. That finances were tight. That would have meant the world to us. And because we know not to just focus on the limited mind of just being strategic, we really started to tap into this unlimited supply of intelligence beyond the mind. And so we had no idea where we were going to stay. We did this 5-minute practice to manifest free rent, and we woke up. So we did it at night. We went to bed. We woke up in the morning from an email from an acquaintance. And he said, I just happened to be thinking of you guys, and I figured you guys were coming back. My friend and I had a blog we were sharing about our process. And he's like, I think you're coming back soon. And I just got another apartment, and I have 2 weeks that nobody's there. Would you like to stay there for free? We said, yes, we would like to stay there for free. Thank you so much. So we stayed there, and we ended up, we ended up moving into his new place. He saw the situation when he was in. He's like, I have 2 bedrooms. I would love some company. Do you guys want to be there? So we shared a futon in his new place. Bless him, for a few extra months. Totally consensual. He's like, this is nice to have people around. So we stayed at his place for a few months for free. And then we saw this back house behind his apartment, and it was a little cottage. And we thought that would be really sweet to live. We ended up renting it. We had enough to rent. And the first month we went to go pay for rent, we couldn't find the landlord. We saved the money just to be in integrity, kept looking for him. And then we found out that the house had been foreclosed on by a bank. And the bank had to pay us a year to live there for free. And then it paid us a $10,000 relocation fee. Okay, it gets better. I promise you can't make this stuff up. So I end up moving in with my boyfriend at the time, now husband. My best friend ends up moving into another place, and this is all from a 5-minute manifestation practice that I'm about to share with you. So she moved into another house, and they sold that house while she was living in there. And so they had to pay her $10,000 to relocate again. I'm not joking. Santa Monica has really good rent control, and this is a really powerful process. So I just want you to get that you have access to more intelligence and resources than you probably utilize, and I want to make sure that you know how to accelerate your manifestation using it. So have an open mind, test things out, be unattached. That's part of this. I talk about surrendered action, high involvement, low attachment. You take steps and you let it go. You trust and use everything for your growth and healing and your upliftment and your freedom. So don't believe me, but test it out. We're going to try it out today. So I want to hear your stories. I'm loving hearing from you guys. Keep sharing them. It's so fun. And so now let's get into the backwards whiteboard. So I'm going to do this the right way. So make sure you've got your workbook out. Okay. So got your workbook out, and then we're going to do this together. So what I want you to do is, and again, just type Bootcamp if you don't have it. And no, this was back in, I have so many stories like this. I promise you it goes beyond luck. There's so many. I'll do a whole podcast episode about, anyway, and test it out for yourself. See, I'd rather you not believe me, but just see if things are more possible than your limited mind thought. And so, yeah, fun. I can see you guys sharing. So vision, what is it that you really want to step into? Let's say this year, what's most alive and true in your heart? So get clear on your vision. So whatever it is for you, what is your vision? Maybe it's that you want to make $100,000 doing work that you know you are deeply and profoundly helping somebody change their life. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe you want to find the love of your life. Maybe you want to lose 10 pounds. Be specific and own it on the whiteboard or on your worksheet. Okay, so it could be 100,000, but be specific. 100K, falling in love, 10 pounds, whatever it is for you, write it down. And so, is it still backwards? It doesn't matter. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So in your vision, what is it that you truly and genuinely desire? And let yourself want what you want. It is not, like we talked about yesterday, it's not getting clear on what you want that hurts because you think unconsciously it'll disappoint you if you don't get it. It's the attachment to thinking that you need it that hurts. And so let's say you were in a relationship with somebody you really loved and they broke it off. And that would hurt if you didn't realize that the next person you were going to be with was somebody that was a more ideal, better fit for you, that you would be happier and more connected and in love with the next person, it would be a lot easier, right? So it's less about what happens and it's more about how we hold on to it or approach it. The power is in you, not the situation. And so we all have choice and agency how we choose to hold something. So anyway, so write down, what is the vision? What is it that you really want? And this is for you to don't worry about the whiteboard. Just really let yourself just write down, what is it that you want? I'll put more symbols up there. So so what is it that you really want? So I find I just lost a couple. So yeah. And we get to use these things that are going to come up for our growth, for our freedom. And I'll teach you how to do that in just a moment. So as you type what it is you want, I want you to get specific and really let yourself claim and own whatever's true and alive for you. And you can list as many things as you want. I always say only have one new goal every 3 months. And that way you don't dilute yourself. We'll talk more about this in strategies tomorrow. It's much better for you to have focus and follow through. That is medicine for most people. So what is it that you really want? You want to be in a relationship. You want to have a certain amount of money. You want to do work that feels purposeful and fulfilling. And so write it down. You can write it wherever you want, type it here. And then I want you to really look at, what do you imagine you would feel if you got this, whatever the what was, how would you feel? So for example, maybe it's about, you would feel purposeful. You would feel more freedom. Okay. So with this example of freedom, so it's the what, but then also the how. How would you feel? This is where we take our power back, doing conscious goals, not being a victim to the goal, but really embodying what we thought the goal is going to give us then now. So we experience a greater level of freedom in this moment. And as we do that, we take our power back. We're not so attached to the goal. And ironically, we take bolder moves and it's a lot easier to step into the goal. And so my meditation teacher talks about freedom to or freedom from. Freedom from life is escapism. I have to live in Bali and I have to manipulate and manage my life so that I'm free, versus freedom to life is really stretching the capacity to be with the range of your direct experience. It's a lot easier when you let go of the future and the past and you're just present with what is. You can ask yourself, can I be with this now? Can I be with this as a sensation, which is what I'm going to demonstrate today? That's real freedom. Then you're centered and resourced in yourself no matter what. So alive, I would feel free, beautiful. And so type in how would you feel, right? This is conscious goals, where we embody what we thought the goal was going to give us then, and we start still moving forward, but from a totally different place. It's a game changer. So this is where you own your real power. Beautiful. And so then you've got your what and your how. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually guide us through an experience. First I'm going to do, I'm going to guide us through a short visualization so you can really feel this in your body. It's not just conceptual, it's embodied and lived. And then I'm going to teach you about how to accelerate manifestation. I'm going to teach you that high vibe tool, and I'm going to demonstrate a process. So if you're in a place that is safe, go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs and your belly, just letting go of any tension in your jaw, your brow, your belly, just releasing, relaxing, more fully arriving here in this moment. And really set the intention for what it is that you deeply desire. What is it that's true and alive for you? How would you feel? What is it that you would like? And now just take a moment to imagine that you have arrived at your goals, and see yourself specifically in your ideal office, if that's part of your vision. And notice if you're overlooking an ocean, a garden, a redwood forest. And let yourself breathe into and smell the fresh air, feeling so grateful, so enlivened, so connected to the work that you were here to do in the world, feeling gratitude, feeling excitement for your day and your power as you follow your dreams. And you just keep hearing one person's lives changing after another, reminding you that this is what you came here to do. You're able to pick up and travel anywhere you want. Just taking that deep breath of gratitude into your heart space, feeling your magnetism, feeling the aliveness running through your body, everything you thought the goal would give you then, now. Now, you had no idea it would feel this light at this level of success. Just give yourself permission to want whatever it is you want in this moment. Noticing what you're wearing, who's around you. Let yourself take in your version of this. And maybe you want to speak on stages or share your message with the world. Maybe you're in an airport and you see your book in someone else's bag and you know this was your letter back to the universe, the world, to let them know that they are already inherently whole. Just breathe into and embody feeling this sense of aliveness, having this internal bow, just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Taking in a nice, slow, deep breath. And just exhaling, knowing that this or something better can unfold for your highest good as you gently open your eyes. And go ahead and type in the chat, what was that like for you? What did you start to download or realize? What were you more awake to? And just notice that this is your power. This is your power. This is within you, with or without the goal. Beautiful. Okay, so you guys, tears flowing. Yeah, beautiful. Happiness. See, it's in you no matter what. So yes, you can move towards the goal, but you do it consciously, embodying what you thought the goal was going to give you. That's what this is about. Yeah. And if there's any, this is so good. If there's any resistance or any blocks come up, perfect. This is exactly, I always teach vision and blocks together, because either you start getting clear on what your next level or what that calling is, it's calling you forward. The blocks oftentimes do come up, and that's not bad. You want to expect it for you and your clients. You also want to design experiences to support them and your clients in actually moving through it so that you can get above it. Meaning you're going to be able to overcome those blocks when you set up your containers with your clients, being conscious of what those blocks are. So let's actually write it down. So whether it's starting to come up now or as you take steps, the blocks are normal. So this is where the blocks are. But first, before we get into that, I just want to make sure that you, I will share with you one of these other days about how to make sure you're designing packages and so that your clients can actually create real results, because that is important for you to know. And I'll remind me to coach you on that one of these days coming up. Okay. So before I do, where did I go? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. I still have more. There's so much more. Good. Okay. So before I do a demo, and I'm going to walk you through this in just a moment, but before I do a demo, I want to, and really helping you, teach you how to overcome the blocks, I want to first talk about why manifestation work hasn't worked in the past. So like manifestation, affirmations, like power postures, all of these things have a place, but if you're starting there, you're limited. And so most people are using manifestation or affirmations as a way to avoid what they fear. And it's really important to take note of this. Anything that you avoid, you create. I'll say it again. Anything you avoid, you create. So 2 grounded examples. Let's say you have an abandonment wound and you get into a relationship, you start clinging on your partner. They're going to feel smothered and they're going to pull away, and that creates the abandonment that you are fearing. Can you see that? The other example could be in a sales context. So for example, if you don't want to come across pushy in a sales conversation, so you'd actually hold back and you don't fully own your power in a sales conversation, the potential client thinks that you're not really confident about your offer, and then they don't become a client. And you were not trying to be pushy because you wanted to create a client. So what you avoid, you create. Really important for you to get that. And something else that's really powerful to note around this, and I teach it in my certification program, is called paradox of transformation. And this is the principle that the very thing you've been avoiding holds the key to what you deeply desire. Inside the thing you've been avoiding maintains everything that you've really wanted. And so letting you not just know this, but experientially, I'm going to walk you through it tomorrow. I'm going to set up some context now so that you have an experience of it tomorrow. And there's a way to navigate, because some people get caught in a cul-de-sac around it. But if you want to feel worthy, it's through embracing unworthiness. If you want to feel free, it's by embracing stuck. If you want to feel confident, it's by embracing insecurity. If you want to feel peace, it's by embracing stress. So it's the game of opposites that actually opens. And so I'll give you an experiential process tomorrow on Zoom so that you can actually feel it yourself. But let's talk about accelerating your manifestation and using these principles that I teach. So when you do manifestation work, after you've done some of the clearing out and processing of the challenges and blocks, everything accelerates. Then you put manifestation or affirmations on top of that. That's when it accelerates. That's when it's more powerful. So you're not using it as an avoidance strategy, because actually what you avoid, you create. And inside of those wounds actually maintain some wisdom and keys that you want to extract. And so I really want you to get that you start to open up to what was beyond possible for yourself when you're not coming from fear and avoidance. And it's kind of like the difference with a Band-Aid. If you put a Band-Aid on an infected wound, it's not going to heal very well. Versus if you take hydrogen peroxide to clear out that wound and then put Neosporin and a Band-Aid, it's going to heal a lot easier. It starts to accelerate things. And so I know for myself, there was many years where I just felt so unworthy. And I started doing manifestation work, and it brought up that unworthiness. I felt like I was sabotaging it because my ego didn't think I was good enough. So by doing the deeper work around worth, which we'll do tomorrow, I started to embody my inherent worth, and then manifestation from there accelerated things. And so I'll give you a process tomorrow. Again, tomorrow's 90 minutes. It's so powerful. It's a somatic tool. And then I'll give you strategies to create clients but really get that the number one hack for accelerating your manifestation is identity. Identity. And if you want to help somebody deeply and profoundly change your life, you will help them or yourself on that level. And that's what the foundation of my work is about. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Because then, and I'll give you this tool also that then you can come back to it anytime you want, because you're going to keep growing to your next level. And then you'll be able to have this tool to come back to your inherent worth, to know that who you are separate than what you do. And I'll guide you through it tomorrow as well. And then you can just return to it and have it anytime you need it. Because this confidence that I'm speaking to it's not a confidence that comes and goes. There's an authentic confidence underneath the insecure thinking and insecure feelings. And as you presence those thoughts and feelings, it parts the clouds for you to feel this deeper confidence. And it is who you are. And so I want you to have an experience of it, but today I'm just sharing you the concept before I guide you tomorrow. So we're going to go back to the whiteboard. Okay. So now I want you to write in comparison to what it is that you're wanting to create, whatever it is for you, relationship, health, any goal, you can plug in this framework. I want you to talk about where are you now? Where are you now in relationship to it? So if it's, you want to lose 10 pounds, you you've started and it's like, you started with 2 pounds, or you want a relationship, but you're not dating. You want to make $100,000, but you're in debt. Where are we talking about? Because then we know how to create a game plan for you to get to where you are now to where you want to go. What's that gap? So identify it for yourself right now and write it in your workbook or here on the channel. This work is so powerful. I'm so grateful to be learning inside your certification program. Thanks, Harmony. Okay. So you've got the comparison of where you want to go and where you are. Okay. But now let's talk about what has blocked you from getting from here to there. Let's talk about blocks. Okay. So what are the blocks? And you can list them for yourself. So blocks, some common blocks are fear of being seen, aka fear of being judged, fear of failure, procrastination, imposter syndrome, self-doubt, perfectionism. These are some really common ones. What is it for you? Type it in here so that you can start. Unworthiness, I would say, is core for most people. So what is it for you? Type it in. And as you're doing this, you want to have compassion for these blocks. It's not who you are. It's just a pattern. It's programming. It's not personal. So you want to have compassion and awareness. Like I talked about yesterday, if you identify, I am a perfectionist, then it's going to be harder to change. So you see it with compassion. That's how you actually transform it. Because if you're judging it, you're literally giving your energy to it. You're pushing it away, is feeding it. I don't know if you've caught that, but it's really important that you start to see it. And so this is when we start seeing what the blocks are, identifying what yours are, then we can start, and this is what I do with my coaches, and I support and train them to do it with their clients so that they can get better results with me, working with me, and feel more empowered because they've moved through the blocks at the root and be more successful even after working with me. So what you want to do is you want to understand what are those blocks, and so most people, just to give you context, so what are those blocks, and then how do we set up a container so that you actually transform them while you're being held in my container or in one of my coaches' containers. So most people say time and money. That's surface. Go deeper. Is it fear of failure? What's the deeper thing? I'm not good enough. Unworthiness, procrastination. Yeah. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your willingness. It's so common. And so as you start to identify what this is and you overcome it, if you overcome the thing that's been blocking you, it's going to change your entire life. And that's what I want for you. And my methodology is unique. The foundation is acceptance. Acceptance somatically, mentally, behaviorally, unconsciously, and mental, emotional, behavioral, unconscious, and somatic. So all 5 levels. So if you've got these blocks and people are like, this is in the way. Actually, it's the stepping stone. As you embrace the things that are in the way, it becomes the way. It takes you from where you are to where you want to go. It is the way. So as you're using it, but you have to embrace it to hear and reveal the wisdom inside of it. And then you have higher level ways of strategizing, taking next steps. So I'm going to teach you how to do that so that you're really using everything for your growth and your freedom. It's not in the way, it is the way. And so we'll go deeper into it tomorrow. I just want to give you some framework around it and the way that I work with people so that you can say, maybe this isn't bad. Maybe I don't need to judge myself, or I don't need to identify with any of these things. I can compassionately see it and I can overcome it. So I'll give you more of a framework tomorrow about how I would work with this so that you have more confidence no matter what's coming up in your life. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move the whiteboard away because we'll get a little bit more into strategy tomorrow. But the last thing, before I dive into a demo, the last thing that I just want to speak to, I think it's really important that I speak to this around manifestation specifically, so that you can hold a compassionate space for others. I think one of the biggest concerns that I see is that if something difficult happens in someone's life, maybe they got sick or they attracted something bad, they start to feel guilt from egoic manifestation, thinking that we know what should or shouldn't happen, and thinking that it's really being, when I get the goal, then I'll feel okay. Versus what I teach is essence manifestation. And this is about for me, my truth is I don't know what should or shouldn't happen. We are flying on a rock in the middle of nowhere next to a fireball. I can't pretend to know what should or shouldn't happen. That's my truth. And of course, there is privilege in the world. In the physical world, not everything is equal. And what is equal is how we hold it. And if we use it for our freedom, and if we take our power back, thinking that the physical goal will make us feel a certain way. I'm about both, helping you and your clients feel empowered while you also learn the tools to really step into creating the physical things that you want. And it's important to really context that, just like you saw, like with the visualization, the embodiment that we just did, you start to elevate your energy with or without it. We have access to that. And it helps us be more bold moving forward. So we're not confined or constricted thinking that we need the thing. And it's important to really get that not all opportunities are equal. And so as we hold both, it supports us in not making us feel guilty that we didn't get the thing, and also surrender to a deeper trust. Again, I talk about surrendered action, high involvement, low attachment. So using everything for your growth and freedom. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So tomorrow I'm gonna do the demo now. And I just want to remind you again, tomorrow, this is on a private link. You'll get that email 30 minutes before we go live. You'll get the workbook 30 minutes before we go live. It is the best day. Just comment Bootcamp if you don't have it, because that way you'll get the tools for today. You can win the prizes, and I'll choose a winner today that is here live for the full time. So a lot of you don't know somatic work, and I just want to give you context. Somatic is also, soma means body, and the body is the unconscious. So if you can't see something in your life, your body, it'll present in your body. It'll also have the unconscious is also life will show you. So that's why I say life is the coach. So if you can't see it, it'll start mirroring to you situations and people, and those triggers are revealing something inside of you. And so we can use, having the right tools, we can use it to navigate it to get more free. That's what I'm going to demonstrate today. And then tomorrow we'll go even deeper into another tool with the confidence, so that you have tools every single day and walk away with a breakthrough. And most of the time people are talking and coaching from surface level. If a client comes in and starts talking with you, or you start talking to your friend, if you're not a coach, there's a whole other conversation happening in the body. So we want to close our eyes and really tune into our body and tune into what's actually here, not just here. There's another conversation. There's way more of your power and potential when you tune in. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you right now. I do want to just mention that when I bring our winner up, it may glitch for a second. Just refresh it. She'll come back. You can also just in your email that went to the 30 minutes before we went live, there's a Facebook group. If you want to join there, you can also, it'll be streaming there as well. So you're welcome to look at that. So let's bring up our winner and let's see where she is. I'm sure she requested. Lucy, did you request? Can you request? Yes, there you go. This is more of a somatic process. I'm going to meet her where she needs to be met, but I'll weave in more somatic work for you guys. So, and then we'll unpack it. Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
Yay.
Can you hear me?
Happy. I can. Yeah, great. This
Amazing.
is perfect. So thank you for participating. I love that you won, and good breath. I know there's a lot of energy here.
I just got really nervous thinking about the 1,000 people that are watching this live right now. But
and just remember that some people go to an amusement park and they pay for this feeling. So let's just breathe into it. Let's feel it all together as a community. And just saying yes to this energy. You're alive. Beautiful. Yeah. And thank you for your willingness to be here, to lead with yourself first. And
thank you. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah. And what I'll do today, normally there's something that I teach called the embodiment rating scale that I teach and made up. And I would do this, and I'll give people context. It would be 10 pieces of paper if I were with you physically, from 1 to 10, and one number on each piece of paper. And it's fun because then it's really embodied and you can feel it. What we're going to do, because we're on Instagram Live, we're going to modify it. And what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that the 1 is on the left side. So the 1 or 0, let's call it 0. And 0 would be not playing full out on any goal that you have. And the 10 would be like full, yes, I'm like going all in. So let's first talk about what is it that you want coaching and support on in terms of a topic, playing full out in your life?
I would say showing up in my business.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, okay, great. And so showing up in your business, and what would be the outcome? Like well, let's play with it. You don't even have to share that. So showing up in your business, and let me give a little bit of ground. What would that look like if you were showing up in your business?
Getting paying clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, great. Getting paying clients, maybe consistent clients.
Yeah.
Putting your work out there more.
Having more of a, presence, marketing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great. Please show up tomorrow. The rest of the week, I've got things for you. We'll do some of the inner, and then we'll do more and the manifestation today, and then we'll do some of the outer strategic things, because I want to dive into that too. So in terms of 0 to 10, playing full out in your business, what number do you feel like you're currently playing out from 0 to 10? And there's no judgment in any of it. We're just really tuning in where you're kind of hanging out.
Probably like a 5.
Okay. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so then you're actually right where you need to be as a 5. So why don't you just close your eyes for a moment? Anybody that can relate to this, I can coach you through, Lucy. So just standing on that number, pretending like you're just standing on, you're really embodying your 5 out of 10. You're at 50% playing full out in your business, creating clients. And I want you to really just let your body feel into what this feels like. And as you tune into your body, feeling into 5 out of 10, I want you to really slow it down to just get curious. What thoughts go with this? What feelings go with this? What actions go with this?
There's always a feeling that I should be doing more, like I'm not doing enough. And there's a lot of confusion, like it feels very start and stop. Like sometimes I have like a little burst of energy, but then it's not consistent. So yeah, it kind of feels like
And
one
what's the
step
fear?
forward, two steps back kind of.
Yeah. And what's the fear? What's that stop? And just tune into your body for a moment. So not in the head, but just kind of closing your eyes and just seeing where that activation lives in your body. And oftentimes it's our throat, our chest, or our gut. Just for people that don't know, but just tuning in. What's alive? What's actually here when you're fully in the 5? As if you are the 5 right now.
Feel it like here.
Yeah. So if we just presence this energy in your throat, and if this had a feeling tone, what would that feeling be?
Fear.
Yeah. And what's the fear say? Fear of?
I think fear of sharing my voice and speaking my truth and really like claiming my power.
Because if you claim your power, then
people might not like it.
and if people don't like it,
then I'll be rejected and won't have a successful business.
So rejection is the core. Good breath. And as you say that, what do you notice in your body?
It doesn't really feel true.
Great. Tell me more.
I mean, I can feel the feeling in my body, but when I say the words and actually like speak it all out, I think that the right people, if I really share authentically, the right people will.
So and that's great. And just notice that there's another part of you that comes in that's like, no, that's not totally true. And I love that part. And I think that that's helpful. And all I'm doing right now is just inviting the 5 to have full permission for whatever sliver of degree around rejection is here that puts the brakes on, that is trying to protect you, just to give it space to just be felt in the body as an experiment. And really acknowledging the other ones that come up that really that show up on Alive with me, that really do lead your business. That's the gas that we talked about yesterday. And so just noticing as you tune into your body, whatever trace of that fear of rejection that is here now, because oftentimes we are afraid of rejection and we reject that pattern and that sensation inside of us. And we do that by thinking about it. And so we're just dropping in to just notice in your body, whether it's in your throat or anywhere, where do you notice any sliver of it here? Is it in where do you notice any of it in your body?
It's right now it's a little bit more of a tightness in my chest, heart space, and it kind of feels like it just extends a little bit up to my throat.
Yeah, great. And allow it just to move and do whatever it wants to do. But as you bring your awareness into it, notice if it's inside your body or a little bit outside as well.
Definitely feels inside.
And is it dense or transparent?
It's more dense. It's tight.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we're just getting curious with that tightness, and just you can even do that with your hand again, and just getting even more intimate with that experience of the tightness directly in your body without a thought, just getting curious, just that tightness, letting it be tight without any agenda. And we'll take the breath into that space in the tightness And just notice if it has a color.
I think it's black.
And is it like a soccer ball, softball? What's the shape?
It's more pointed.
Good. And so just notice what happens and see if it's okay with us just getting curious and being with it. Is this okay with this energy? Is this allowed? Yeah. So we're just going to take the breath into breathing into it with full permission that it doesn't need to be any different than the way that it is. Just breathing, opening, allowing this energy in your body with this breath, full permission, not trying to get rid of it. And I want you just to also notice as you're breathing into it, start to open the awareness, the aperture of your awareness, to also notice the walls in your room. And notice that this energy is allowed in this, and you can do it with your eyes open or closed, either way. Just noticing the bigness of your awareness as you breathe into allowing this energy in your body, this fear. Breathing in, welcoming, allowing. And what do you notice, Lucy? What's happening?
It's softening.
Yeah.
I can still feel it, but it feels, particularly when you asked me to like
Open
expand my awareness, it felt like it expanded.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That was really cool.
So just stay with it for a second, because this is just a few seconds. We're just staying with it, breathing into it, fully welcoming and allowing it. As your awareness stays expanded, it doesn't mind that it's here. It has full permission, and this is all it was looking for, to be fully allowed. So just breathing in. And this is starting to integrate that fear into your nervous system, so you're more present and therefore more productive, more powerful. And so from this place, what's here now as you give it even more time?
Yeah, it's it's much softer.
Yeah.
And can I share a reflection or an insight that just...
Yes.
I mean, this is not a new feeling, this fear, as I've been in the process of starting a business. And what I keep having to remind myself through these somatic practices is that I think that I like think that I need to wait until the fear goes away. And then I'll be able to do all the things, right? I'll be able to move forward. I'll be able to show up on social media. And so it's like I'm waiting, like, oops, the fear's still there. It's still uncomfortable, but actually the work is just meeting the fear and allowing the fear and moving forward with it, because it's probably still always going to show up in some capacity. So it's just being able to meet it.
Yes, without an agenda, with love moves towards everything. And that's why the foundation of my methodology is acceptance. So accepting it mentally, emotionally, behaviorally, unconsciously, and somatically. That's all it was looking for. And it doesn't take long. I think most people at this point probably know that neuroscientists have found it takes 90 seconds to feel a sensation. And it's much more helpful when we're not in the future or the past. We're working with a direct experience, letting it open it. And so why it starts to integrate more is because think about, and I kind of changed the tool a little bit because I could feel you're really somatically attuned. So we didn't, just for people to kind of close the loop, you can go from like, oh, I'm at a 2, and now I start from like, and then I move to a 10, and the 10 says, I welcome all of it, which is essentially what you're embodying when you open your awareness. But the 10 doesn't, it's not trying to get rid of anything. It doesn't, you're not identified with it. It welcomes all of it. And that's what you just did. I just kind of went a back door in with opening your awareness with the walls in the room. And so that way, all it was looking for was your presence, was your acceptance. And it's like the same principles apply to thoughts, feelings, and sensations. It just wants to be allowed. It moves through, and then you're off again. And I love that you really get, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take a long time. You don't even need to know the story. So yesterday we went into the demo. We can go into psychological, we can go into the emotional, or we can just work it somatically. And I love that you get, it's not about let me heal or let me not feel fear before I start, which is just avoidance and distraction. It's how can I really be with this? Can I just take 2 minutes, 90 seconds to presence what's actually here, letting go of future and past, starting to integrate it into my nervous system and move forward. But a really clear hack I just want to share is that if you think of water in a glass and it's got ink in it, like red food dye, if it's got red food dye in a glass, that's kind of the dysregulated energy in your system. It's more dense, right? But if you put that same drop of food dye, of red food dye, into a pool, that expanded awareness, it's diluted. So when we start to question and go deeper with our identity as body mind and start to expand our awareness, it's much easier to move through our system. And I know I went a little bit more advanced with you because I think that you are a bit more advanced. And just for people that are like, what are we talking about? I had to cover all of this in my certification program so that you can meet people where they are. But I want to show you there's more range to be with it. And I love that you had the insight that you don't need to wait. And I love coaching in this way because as you take the steps towards honoring your work, you do start to elevate and these things do start to come up, so that you can presence them. That was all that they were looking for. Yeah. Yeah. And then from this place, do you feel like you would be more powerful to lead your business from here, from this place, or from when we started?
From this place,
From this
definitely.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you're open, I would love to kind of weave in this manifestation hack, this demo that I did with my friend in Bali, this process, so that we collectively can learn it, but we can also magnify and enhance calling in your dreams with you. Are you open to that? Yeah. Okay, fun. So what this is going to look like is what you're going to do is imagine that you are playing full out 10 out of 10 in your business. And you're feeling safe and regulated, but excited, whatever your truth is, you're going to speak the 10 out of 10 as if it's happening in the movie clip of your life now. So it could sound like something like, I am loving sharing my work online. I feel like I'm attracting the best humans. I feel so on purpose and enlivened by what I'm doing. And so you're going to speak whatever your truth is just for about a minute or 30 seconds, and then I'll jump in to elevate it and we'll popcorn just for a second. And so that we give people a demo so that they can get a sense for how to do this with their friends and their community too, and their clients. So when you're ready, yeah. So you just start sharing as if the movie clip in present tense, it's happening right now. And we're going to hold this vision for you.
Okay. I have a full roster of clients paying me for high ticket mentorship. I lead 4 transformational international retreats every year that sell out.
I mean, I heard that it just sold out. Do you have a 9-month wait list? Like I heard that it's 9 months at this point. Tell me more. How do you feel?
I feel so full of joy and fulfilled and full of purpose. I feel like I have the freedom to live my life in the way that I want to live and travel when I want to travel and build my life here in Brazil that I'm currently building. And
I just keep hearing about your retreats being so powerful that even my clients through my community are coming in and being like, have you heard about Lucy's retreats? Like, the word is getting around about the depth of work you are doing with people. It makes so much sense that you're selling out your retreats and feeling so enlivened. And when is your Brazil retreat?
it's coming up in March of 2027.
I'm like, I can't even imagine how long that wait list is, because I know that people just keep getting powerful results, wanting to share it with their friends and family. It's so fun to see you expand. I know when we did that live over a year ago, and you've just let yourself just be seen and sharing your gifts, and it is serving so many people. Thank you for having the courage to do your work, to move through your fear and be of greater impact as a result. Yay! Let's give Lucy some love. So fun. And so this is just a taste of what you can do. Yeah, you feel moved? Yeah. You want to share what's coming up for you?
I just have such a deep desire, such a strong desire to do this work and to, share my gifts and support people.
And you are right now. And you are right now with us. Yeah.
Thank you.
What a gift. Thank you, Lucy. So much love to you. And thank you for honoring your calling. It's not just for you. It calls you forward, but it also serves others. Yeah. All right. Give Lucy some love. So beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Of course. And so I want to just share with you guys that I would recommend that you send this to do this with one of your friends. It's just the X at the top. And then I'll close out. Yeah. So that you can do this with your friends. And tomorrow, just as a reminder, I'm going to do one last fun high vibe thing. So tomorrow is the best day, one of the best days. I'm going to bring slide deck about how to actually create clients in a way that feels good, how to sell. Where do you create clients? You can do it today for free. I'm going to coach you live. Those who are there also get my 15 ways to create a client checklist. You do have to be live to get it. We will not email it out. And it is 90 minutes. And I will stay on as long as I can to coach as many of you as I can, because Zoom is a little bit more intimate. So comment bootcamp here on the replay or live, or go to alyssanabriga.com/bootcamp. If you're not getting our emails, go to the junk message. So, or just favorite support@alyssanabriga.com. I promise you we're trying. There's just sometimes there's deliverability issues, but those of you who are here, over 1,000 of you, you can win a one-to-one session with me on day 4, but that's for today's prize. Just comment below prize number 2. So prize 2, and it will send you all the details. And those of you who are showing up every day live and playing to win every day, you qualify to win $1,000 off my accredited coach certification program. And the last fun high vibe thing I want to do is what I call exist dance. So this is where you take all of this good energy and we're going to magnify it as a group together, because again, accelerated manifestation is removing the core fears and blocks. And as you take steps, those do come up and you present them, but then you can also manifest from that clean slate. We call it in energetically. We are consciously embodying it now, not being a victim to the goal, just kind of reminding you of all the things we did today. And it really accelerates everything. So I'm going to invite you, one last process that'll be about a minute to kind of close this out is we're going to move it through our body in celebration and in gratitude. So when you're ready, if you feel called, go ahead and stand up. And I'm just going to invite you to just feel into the gratitude for what you have in your heart, as if you're like Lucy, just in the celebration of it already being made manifest. Okay. So feel it in your body and let yourself, whether you're sitting or moving, standing, just feel it all the way through as if it's already here, dancing it into existence. Okay. Moving it through, feeling the gratitude for this calling that has called you forward. In celebration, in gratitude, just feeling it already here. Maybe you want a wait list to dream clients, shaking it through your booty, through your feet, feeling it all the way down. As your energy starts to elevate, you just say, yes, thank you for all those that you get to work with, for the privilege of doing this work. Such a gift. What a joy. Your life gets elevated and you serve others as a result. So beautiful, you guys. Thank you for bringing your whole heart. Thank you for bringing yourselves. Oh, what a gift you are. What your joy is a blessing in this world. Your love is a blessing in this world. You have everything you need to succeed within you. I'm here to remind you of that. And this calling that is calling you forward is not just for you. It is for you, but it also serves others as a result. And I just want you to feel supported as you honor the calling of your heart and know that you just take the next most intelligent step and it appears. You are you're so welcome. You are so ready. Now I'm out of breath. Good. I'm always going to make you dance. And your life changes on the other side of these fears. They just are looking to be present, and it opens you to what you deeply desired. I'm sending you my love. I'll see you tomorrow on Zoom. Make sure you get the link 30 minutes before email, and I'm going to bring it. Okay. Bye, you guys.